What's up, guys? It's Chrono here, and I have myself an invite to the test for the Edge of the Mist map that is going to be implemented into World v World / Guild Wars 2 / PvP stuff. This is my first day into it, so I definitely don't know the entirety of the map, so I'll try and break this into pieces. The first one that I want to do is currently the keep that we have control of, which is the bottom right-hand corner here, known as the Arctic Keep. Your spawn point is right down here. I'll head there in a second. Second spawn point you get is right in the middle of the keep, and that is literally the only waypoints that are here for you when you are playing the Edge of the Mists. All there is your spawn and your keep. I'm not too sure if that changes, if you're capable of taking the enemy team's keeps and doing that. There's not enough playtesters right now to really test that, but yeah, without further ado, I'm just looking at it from a distance here. You can see this one is mainly Coden themed. It's very snowy, icy. There's some actual buffs here. Since this is our keep, we automatically get the buff Coda's Fire. I guess enemies that are in range of the keep actually have a debuff that is similar to Chill, where they'll have reduced movement speed, they'll have reduced cast time, and they'll have a debuff that's like Frostbite or something like that. So each one, I'm assuming, would have one of those types that kind of debuff and buffs. I'm just actually taking a look at the bottom here. This is the first time I've seen this underground. This is under the map. Right above us, there's a main resource point, but under the map, there's actually an area that you can go to, and you can see pretty much connects to all of the outer areas just by going underneath, so I thought that was kind of cool. I thought I would look into it a little bit. We're capturing the areas down here. It's basically just a bunch of sentries in one point. But without further ado, I'll take myself over to the Arctic spawn point. You start on this, I think it's an Aetherblade ship, so it's kind of strange. Broken waypoint there. We get there from, I think, the World v World lobby. And this is basically a very snowy blizzard. Once you get out of there, you can see, I was able to see clearly, but when you're in this area, it's very blizzardy. You can't see much of what's going on. So I'll just take a tour around, look at all the merchants, etc. And there's a lot of ways to fall off in this map, and I'm actually, even though I barely started playing this, I'm already starting to get annoyed by it. You can fall off in such stupid ways. Mesmers are more or less the king of this map. And something that I just realized is this bridge has a health bar. So what that means is that, essentially, you can destroy, or enemies can destroy, this bridge. It actually shows red, so we can essentially destroy this bridge. And there will be two little icons that appear at the end of each side, so one on this side, one on the other side, where you can bring supply and repair the bridge. I'm not too sure how it will work in this keep. You might just use these like crystal nodes here. There's an event that goes on where you have to gather them. And yeah, there's some events where you can get Coden armor and Coden weapon, or Coden kind of... They're all buffs and debuffs. They're not physical armor, etc. It's like damage reduction and stuff like that. So I'm just going to take a look around the keep. It is very stylized. They have done quite a bit in terms of using the actual aesthetics this time around, because that's actually quite a ways up there. Before, you were not able to really tell the difference between anything. In standard World v World, every keep, regardless, you upgrade it and it turns from wood to metal or stone, but they're all the same. And for this one, this is very Coden themed. The desert, I'm not entirely sure, but as it looks on the map, it almost looks like it's standard, like a almost wood wall or stone wall, like from standard World v World. And the desert keep up here actually kind of looks the same, but it looks almost more mossy, and it looks like there's some large areas there. I don't have access to that area right now, which is why I'm just currently looking over this keep. So I will cross back over, or I will just actually do that, and I can take a look at the inside. This is the waypoint location. There is the chieftain, aka Lord, and there is a lot more detail put into these keeps than the ones that we currently have. There's two little rooms off to the sides here. They don't actually seem to provide anything, but I'm assuming maybe eventually there could be like almost like what they have in the current SPVP map, where you can go and kind of capture the shrines or commune with the shrines. I'm not too sure what type of bonus that would give, but essentially it would be pretty one-sided, since whoever controls the keep would be the only ones with access to it. Now this is one thing that you don't normally see as well. There's two sets of burning oil between this gate and the bridge. I don't think this bridge is destroyable, no. But below us, you can just run underneath this bridge. There's a giant area just underneath that you can run across. It looks like where I was actually running out is what would lead me there. And then there's another bridge just out in the distance there. Let's head there real quick. Not too sure if this one is destroyable. So again, another destroyable bridge that would. So essentially, this one right above the forge, as well as the one leading from the keep to the spawn point, are all destroyable. And possibly that one up there as well, leading to the shrine. So they are implementing destroyable bridges. This was seen already in World v World. There are bridges that you can see the health bars of, but they lead to nothing. So this might be the actual testing that they could do for providing that type of mechanic. Maybe they can even add it into the World v World map after the actual World v World map. Nothing you do here affects your points towards your server. This is all just done for World XP and for fighting, and essentially it's just that. This is one of the new resource points. It creates resources depending on these generators that are here. The generators can be destroyed by enemies, and this point can be captured by enemies. So there's two ways of destroying the supply, because you will constantly be getting supply through these generators. There's three of them that can be destroyed. Take a look at the north side. There's also these three defensive symbols: the bell tower, shrine, and forge. Each of these has a champion. The bell I don't believe it has any bonuses or special mechanics. It just has a champion that has essentially two bells, and it's pretty difficult to take down. It's not soloable. I don't believe it will be incredibly easy to solo, even for decent players. It does a lot to kill you very fast. The veterans in what's this? The veterans and champions in this area they deal like 5k hits with auto attacks, so it's a little bit more difficult. This is one of the champions here. Go to voice. I'm not too sure what type of benefits you actually get from controlling these areas here, because, like I said, these don't go towards PPT or anything like that. They don't go towards your server score. So they're just areas that you can capture. They must provide some kind of bonus, because this is essentially a giant team deathmatch with 3 teams. So I'm not too sure quite yet exactly what these all provide, but they provide something. I'm sure they must provide something. So the last place that I've yet to look at or actually two last places, Bell Tower, the Forge, and the Outer Perimeter. So if I walk through here, and you will almost fall off this cliff. This is one thing that I would like to take note of. Is a very dangerous place sometimes. Some of these locations, the bridges, like I said, you can fall off in many ways that will more than likely annoy you by the end of the day. There are just way too many ways to fall. So as you can see through the architecture, it's all Coden's, the red kind of almost like redwood walls, very specific ornate kind of metallic mixtures into it to create any type of accents along the walls and gates. And essentially, yeah, very snowy. Oh, this is now actually mineable, so that event is more than likely up that I was talking about earlier. I have 2 ice blocks. Now this zone is filled, riddled absolutely with AI mobs. There's sentries everywhere, there's random mobs everywhere. You go outside keeps. There is actually, down here at the desert tower, there are these rock dog creatures that just constantly spawn and attack the gates. So essentially, if nobody is there for a while, they will break the gates. This is the bell ringer. This area is capturable by enemies, but like I said, I don't know the bonuses that it particularly provides. There's one of the gates there, as well as here, so 2 ways in from this location. So this is kind of a vital location to take. It gives you access to a lot of ways in. And the last area that I'll go to for this keep is the forge. Jeez. And I almost flew off the ledge there. When you do fall off the ledge in this mode, you will just get teleported back to spawn dead. So you'll either have to waypoint or just wait for somebody to revive you, but you're literally on top of the waypoint anyway, so you may as well. Not too sure why that's green. Probably just a slight visual that's combined with the capture point up top. This is one of the areas where you can actually gain a buff. And what you can do is buy Coden's hammer and or Coden's mace. And it essentially turns you into a Coden. As well as click on the forge here, which is very obscure. It doesn't tell you to do this. But that'll give you Coda's Arma. Income and damage increase. I don't actually know how much it decreases, but you get a special set of abilities. Let's actually look over these. Mace Smash, Mace Bash, Mace Crush, and you launch them backwards. Ice Shockwave sent a wave of icy explosions forward in a line, chilling and damaging. Freezing Rush, slide forward, blast the area, freezing foes and chilling gusts along the way. Wall of Ice, create a wall of ice in front of you that foes cannot cross, so Guardian-ish. And Frozen Shield, which is form, hey, it's a Kozakai! And what was the last one? Form a protective bubble around you that destroys projectiles on contact and prevents foes from passing through. So very similar to any Guardian stuff again. And this is the outside here. The giant outside perimeter of the actual. The keep is very large. There's a bit visual bug here where the keep is kind of floating off the edge there. There's a gate here that you can't actually do anything with. I'm not too sure if they're going to be doing anything here in this bottom corner, but it's there. Looks like there should be a gate, but it's essentially just up. It's a prop right now. And that is essentially a look at the green keep here in Edge of the Mists. The Coden-inspired fall to your death all over the place type of keep. I will be doing this with all the zones that I possibly can. Until then, I will see you guys next time.